Well, good morning. This is Plant Smart Living with Farmer Fred. Really glad you could join me today out here in the vegetable garden. You know, it's like the third week in July, and you know, today I wanted to harvest some of my Royal Burgundy bush beans. You know, I direct sowed those back in the garden, you know, right around middle of May, you know, and you know, these Royal Burgundy beans, what's nice about them is they're a bush bean. And this is what the pack of seeds look like. So anyhow, I wanted to harvest some of these beans today. So thanks for joining me today out here in the vegetable garden. And you know, the one nice thing about these beans is, you know, it takes anywhere from 51 to 55 days to harvest. And they're a container variety too, because they're a bush bean. You don't have to provide any kind of trellis for them to grow up. But really something easy to grow. I grew these in my composted leaf mulch that's amended with topsoil. You want to make sure they get a good 6 hours of sunlight to grow. And they're just a really easy plant or vegetable to grow in your garden. And you know, they're purple when you pick them, but when you cook them, they turn green. And so anyhow, why don't we start harvesting some of these? I have my wife's Longaberger basket, and the beans are right behind me in one of my 4-foot by 8-foot beds. And so this is where I direct sow these beans right here. You can just see these beautiful beans there hanging on the vine, ready to be picked. So anyhow, let me grab my basket and we'll start harvesting these. Well, it's definitely going to be a humid day today here in Pennsylvania, Zone 6. But you know, the more you pick these beans, the better off you are too. They'll just keep on producing more beans. And so looking forward to having some nice, fresh, organic beans from the garden. You just kind of have to hunt through the bush here, through the plant, and find your beans with something. Again, these are really easy to grow. And what I did is I planted 2 rows of these. And then of course you can also let them dry out at the end of the season and then use the same beans for next year. Save your seeds. But what's nice about these, at least here in Pennsylvania, you know, the bugs, I have some holes in the leaves, but they don't, overall the plants are pretty healthy. The deer don't seem to bother these plants. And so I moved to the other side of the garden to pick some of the beans on this side. That's the one thing I like about raised beds, is you don't have to bend over quite so much. Although the beds on the other side, the bed on the other side is a little bit more elevated than this. But it's amazing the amount of beans that 2 of these rows of beans, 2 8-foot rows, are going to produce. Certainly plenty for my wife and I. And I'm just going to steam these beans, probably put about a 1/2 inch of water in the pot and maybe steam them for maybe close to 10 minutes, somewhere around there. Something really easy to do. Now, since my wife and I are plant-based, you know, we adopted that type of lifestyle a couple of years ago. You know, we just love the veggies, fresh veggies from our garden. I also just love going out and just eating the vegetables right off the plant. One of my favorite things to do. I pick the little younger ones when I go to eat them, rather than some of the more mature ones. I see we have a weed here. But anyhow, you just want to work through the plants and pull out the beans, something really easy to do. Again, something really easy to grow. And I love these bush type beans. And like I said, these are royal Burgundy, but they'll turn green when you go to cook them. But anyhow, I think I have enough here for my wife and I for today, maybe even a couple days. Well, anyhow, I just want to thank you for joining me today out here harvesting these beautiful, tasty, and delicious royal Burgundy beans. It's definitely going to be a hot, humid day today. I got sweat already dripping off of me, but yeah, we're looking forward to steaming these and having them with some of our plant-based meals. So anyhow, if you have any questions or comments about this video, feel free to leave them in the section below. And you can also visit us at plantsmartliving.com. And there you can learn more about gardening and also how you can reclaim your health by adopting a whole food, plant-based lifestyle. Well, anyhow, I hope you have a wonderful day today. So until next time, this is Plant Smart Living with Farmer Fred.